What's up, y'all? This is Weezy. If you enjoy this content, please remember to rate and review. Ever since getting banned on Google, it has been a true headache to get back up and rolling. So please share with like-minded friends, rate and review, and enjoy the show. Can't thank y'all enough. Much love. All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Weezys Weekend Wind-Up, spur of the moment stream. I didn't expect anyone to show up, so the few people that popped up, much love, hugs, and you wonderful kisses to each one of y'all. Let's see. So this is Weezys Weekend Wind-Up. If you're listening on Spotify, we cover news articles as well as mostly news. And a few weeks back there was an article about a Russian cosmonaut that was questioning the moon landing. And if you've been following me for a while, you guys know I have serious goddamn questions about the moon landings. But before we go, looks like some people are slowly trickling on in, so let's give our shout outs. What's up, Marion G of G's, Miss T, Alex, Secret Squirrel, and that's it right now. Oh, Higgy's Ma, what's up, man? Thank you guys for popping up. Like I said, this was spur of the moment, so just wanted to wasn't sure if I was gonna do it live or record it, but Spotify audience gets larger and larger. That's where I get the most downloads these days, which is pretty awesome. That's what I've always wanted. It looks like the YouTube videos and everything are slowly dying away. And maybe that's why I've decided to pop up, because no one pops in anymore, so I don't give a shit. But the Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple iTunes downloads are growing every damn day, every week. So shout out to y'all that just listen to the audio versions each and every week. Much love to y'all. What's up, George O'Brien? Welcome. Any other footnotes? I think that's it. So let me get to this article here, where this is from RT. Can you guys see it on the screen? Yeah, you guys can. All right. So this is from RT. I actually tried tweeting it, and apparently the people in the UK, you guys cannot get this article because RT is banned. So screw it. We're going to do a Weezys Weekend Wind-Up so that you guys can see this article. You guys can have access to it, because it's ridiculous that stuff like this gets censored and you aren't privy to this kind of interesting information. So this is from RT, and this article came back out on the 7th of May, 2023. I wanted to do a Weezys Weekend Wind-Up, but some other things came up, so I had to forego it. But here we are. No proof U.S. landed on the moon, ex-Russian space boss. Dmitry Rogozin says that while many in Roscosmos defended Washington's version of events, no one could produce irrefutable proof. The former head of Russia's Roscosmos space agency, Dmitry Rogozin, has expressed doubt that the U.S. Apollo 11 mission really landed on the moon in 1969, saying he has yet to see conclusive proof. In a post on his Telegram channel on Sunday, Rogozin said he began his personal quest for the truth about 10 years ago when he was still working in the Russian government, and that he grew skeptical about whether the Americans had actually set foot on the moon when he compared how exhausted Soviet cosmonauts looked upon returning from their flights, and how seemingly unaffected the Apollo 11 crew was by contrast. Rogozin said he sent requests for evidence to Roscosmos at the time. All he received in response was a book featuring Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov's account of how he talked to the American astronauts and how they told him they had been on the moon. So verbal. The former official wrote that he continued with his efforts when he was appointed head of the Roscosmos in 2018. However, according to Rogozin, no evidence was presented to him. Instead, several unnamed academics angrily criticized him for undermining the sacred cooperation with NASA, he claimed. So for simply questioning, he was admonished. I did a podcast with Dr. Bruce Baird 2 days ago. Super excellent conversations. One of my most favorite ones that I've had to date. So follow me on Spotify, Rockfin, Apple, wherever. I truly enjoyed the conversation. I played a clip on my Twitter about how he talks about how one must always be questioning. If you don't believe in questioning, if you're scared of having your beliefs questioned, that means you don't have a solid foundation. And so here we see Rogozin asked questions and he was being admonished. The former Roscosmos chief also said he had received angry phone calls from a top-ranking official who supposedly accused him of complicating international relations. Rogozin concluded by saying he still cannot believe that the U.S. was able to pull off the feat, but is now unable to, despite the incredible progress in technology since the late 1960s. What he claims to have found out, however, was that Washington has its people in the Russian establishment. Apollo 11 was the first manned mission to the moon with Neil Armstrong, allegedly. Let me fix this little last part right here. Apollo 11 was allegedly the first manned mission to the moon, with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin going down in history as the first humans to allegedly walk on the lunar surface. The flight was preceded by the unmanned Soviet Luna 2 program, which blazed the trail for moon exploration. Last April, President Vladimir Putin pledged to resume Russia's lunar program. So here we have an article, a mainstream article, which just so happens to be banned in the UK, and pretty sad state of affairs. But we have this article straight up showing a respected figure in terms of the moon landings. questioning it. Very, very interesting to see this kind of material in the press, on the news. And so I thought I'd cover it because it did go under the radar. So I was like, man, if you hadn't heard it, here you go. And while we're at this topic regarding the moon, I wanted to bring up some other articles that have made it on the mainstream for your listening and viewing consumption. Again, I have serious doubts that we made it to the moon, and I'm going to go over it. I look at it now, and this is from someone that was a former fanboy of NASA. I've been to Cocoa Beach. I've been to the Kennedy Space Center in the east coast of Florida. And believe it or not, stepping foot in that gallery and watching the lunar lander in person only solidified my thoughts that we probably didn't make it. If you believe we made it to the moon and you are convinced and you are listening or watching, whatever the hell, and you would like to debate me on this, let's do this. I've been trying hard to try to get some NASA apologists to debate me, and they don't. I've had a few that were like, oh yeah, I'll do it. No problem. And then when the date comes, they chicken out. So if you are listening and you believe the NASA stories, let's do this. It'll be a fun conversation. But I feel damn sure in my spot. Therefore, I'm offering this little debate. Especially because there's a lot of people that will look at you, ridicule you. Oh my gosh, you don't believe the official story? What in tarnations is going on here? And yeah, I don't believe it. And here's why. So there's a good piece right there. Good piece of evidence. Here's another good piece. This article is by Reuters, written by Maggie Fox, health science editor. This was written quite some time ago on July 16th, 2009. Moon landing tapes got erased, NASA admits. What? So you mean to tell me that the greatest achievement in mankind, for humankind, in human civilization, the evidence was erased? What? Let's read on. Washington, Reuters. The original recordings of the first humans landing on the moon 40 years ago were erased and reused, but newly restored copies of the original broadcast look even better, NASA officials said on Thursday. Yes! Woo! All right. Now we're back in business. Take that, moon landing deniers. Oh man, I can't help but this stuff cracks me up. All right, moving on. NASA released the first glimpses of a complete digital makeover of the original landing footage that clarifies the blurry and grainy images of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walking on the surface of the moon. The full set of recordings being cleaned up by Burbank, California-based Lowry Digital will be released in September. The preview is available at nasa.gov. NASA admitted in 2006 that no one could find the original video recordings of the July 20, 1969 landing. Again, the most pivotal moment, some would argue, in human history. And they can't find the damn video. Maybe they should have asked Mr. Kubrick. He may have known a little something here or there. But that's just a theory. That's just a wild, wacky conspiracy theory. How dare you even suggest that? We need to take NASA's word that they lost it. I mean, come on. Everyone loses moon landing videos. Come on now. Let's see. Since then, Richard Nafsker, an engineer at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland, who oversaw television processing at the ground tracking sites during the Apollo 11 mission, allegedly, let me throw that in there, has been looking for them. The good news is he found where they went. Ooh, conveniently. Wow, all right. The bad news is they were part of a batch of 200,000 tapes that were degaussed, magnetically erased, and reused to save money. Let me throw something at you guys. NASA's budget in 2023 is $27 billion. B as in boy. Which is a fraction of what it was way back in the 60s. $27 billion today, and it's a fraction if you take inflation into consideration. And to save money, they destroyed and erased 200,000 tapes. 200,000 tapes. Let that sink in, NASA apologists. Not 200,000 minutes, not 200,000 hours, 200,000 tapes. How much time did each tape have? 20 minutes? 1 hour? Do you see where I'm going with this? Moving on. The goal was live TV, NASCAR told a news conference. We should have had a historian running around saying, I don't care if you ever going to use them, we are going to keep them, he said. Oh, man. They found good copies in the archives of CBS News and some recordings called kinescopes found in film vaults at Johnson Space Center. Lowry, best known for restoring old Hollywood films, has been digitizing these along with some other bits and pieces to make a new rendering of the original landing. NASCAR does not worry that using a Hollywood-based company might fuel the fire of a conspiracy theorist who believe the entire lunar program that landed people on the moon 6 times between 69 and 72 was staged on a movie set or secret military base. Yeah, well, I think people will start to realize why people would have such doubts. This is a outlandish way to handle evidence for what is purportedly to be one of mankind's greatest achievements. That's just my opinion, though. I'm just a dumbass. This company is restoring historic video. It mattered not to me where the company was from, NASCAR said. The conspiracy theorists are going to believe what they are going to believe, added Lowry Digital Chief Operating Officer Mike Inchelik. And there may be some unofficial copies of the original broadcast out there somewhere that were taken from a NASA video switching center in Sydney, Australia, the space agency said. NASCAR said someone else in Sydney made recordings too. These tapes are not in the system, NASCAR said. We are certainly open to finding them. Boo. Shit. So, there you have it, folks. Some NASA history. And there may be some people in there that out there listening to me or viewing that, Weezy, that's dear to my heart. I agree with a lot of what you say, but this NASA stuff, I just can't get behind. Shiver me timbers. And how about I give you guys some little bit of a peek into my mind. But wait, there's more. Let me introduce Exhibit B. Thomas Barron. From Wikipedia, who is Thomas Barron? He's an important figure in NASA history because I would deem him a whistleblower. You know what I says? And let's read about him. Let's read about Mr. Thomas Barron. Thomas Barron, Thomas Ronald Tom Barron, born in 1938 and died in 1967. Interesting. So he worked for NASA and he died a couple years before the moon landings. Go on. That's it. What a quality control and safety inspector for was a quality control and safety inspector for North American Aviation when it was the primary contractor to build the Apollo Command Module. Barron was born in Wilkes-Barre. I don't know, I probably screwed that up. And attended Liberty High School in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Barron was initially employed by the U.S. Air Force and stationed at Edgeland Air Force Base. He was later hired as a quality control inspector with North American Aviation, the prime NASA contractor for construction of the Apollo spaceship. Barron's report. Check this out. Barron compiled a 169-page report critical of safety standards at North American Aviation and leaked his report to the media. After NAA learned of this, they fired him. After the Apollo 1 fire, Barron wrote a 275-page report on NASA safety protocol violations, which he gave to Representative Olin E. Teague's investigation at Cape Kennedy, Florida, on April 21, 1967. The chairman of the NASA Oversight Committee claimed that Barron had made a valuable contribution to the Apollo fire probe, but that he had been overzealous. Oh man, how dare this guy? The death. 6 days after his testimony, Barron was killed instantly along with his wife and stepdaughter when a train crashed into their car near their home in Florida. Gary Webb. Clintonades that are found hanging by trees with gunshots to the chest. Gary Webb found with 2 gunshots to his head. Investigative journalist. Just coincidences, I suppose. I am on YouTube, so I have to leave it at that. But very interesting, Thomas Barron, in regarding, and one of the reasons I bring him up, another thing NASA apologists will usually say is, well, someone would have talked, surely. I present Thomas Barron. He did speak, spoke at length, wrote multiple 100-page reports, a whistleblower, and died under mysterious circumstances. So this nonsense that someone would have, so there you go, I present this evidence here. And I did do a show on Operation Paperclip. If you go down to the back catalog of my podcast, it was in the 50s, I believe. I can't remember the podcast number, but I did an entire episode, so I'm just going to skim through Operation Paperclip. But if you guys want, I did an entire full-length podcast. If you guys are interested, definitely check it out. But Operation Paperclip was essentially a project, a secret project. Here's another thing that NASA apologists always says. There had to be a lot of people. Surely someone would have talked. They couldn't keep that under secret. Well, Operation Paperclip was a covert operation. A secret operation that involved 1,600 Nazi scientists coming over to the United States and another bunch going over to Russia. So these big bad German Nazis, we hate Nazis, kill a Nazi, punch a Nazi. Oh, wait a minute. Nazis were instrumental in starting NASA? What? Oh. But people don't want to talk about that part, do they? Same thing with Ukraine and its Nazi problem. Some people are selective in what they choose to accept. Selective with facts. Things that don't go along with their narrative, they'll conveniently toss out. Because they're tosses. You know what I'm saying? Operation Paperclip. Let's just surmise it real quick. Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from the former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment after the end of World War II in Europe between 1945 and 1959. Conducted by the Joint Intelligence Objective Agency, JIOA, it was largely carried out by special agents of the U.S. Army and Counterintelligence Corps. Many of these personnel were former members and some were former leaders of the Nazi Party. Again, go down my podcast list. It's in the 50s, I believe, and it's Operation Paperclip. One of those leaders, Werner von Braun. Werner von Braun was born in 1912. He died in 1977. He was a German and American aerospace engineer. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. He was German. He became a citizen, but I think this is a subtle way to try to whitewash his German past, his German Nazi past. And it's funny, there's been a lot of, you'll see articles saying, oh, he wasn't that bad. He was a good guy. He was one of the good guys. It's ridiculous, I'm telling you. Kanye West gets canceled for words, and a real Nazi leader like this gets awards, gets statues built, gets schools named after him. It's a funny state of affairs. The hypocrisy abounds for show. Let's see. He was a member of the Nazi Party as well as a leading figure in the development of rocket technology in Nazi Germany, and later a pioneer of rocket and space technology in the United States. All right. So he starts a group. Let's just skip to the pace or the chase. In 1960, his group was assimilated into NASA, where he served as director of the newly formed Marshall Space Flight Center and as the chief architect of the Saturn V super heavy lift launch vehicle that propelled the Apollo spacecraft to the moon, allegedly, in 1967. Allegedly. Von Braun was inducted into the National Academy of Engineering, and in 1975, he received the National Medal of Science. So a top-level Nazi, and look at all this praise he gets. Meanwhile, Kanye West says some words that hurts people's feelings, and we need to erase them off of the face of the earth. Yeah, it's laughable, man. I can't let this stuff get to you because it'll drive you nuts. It'll drive you bananas. So I just choose to laugh and chuckle. All right. So again, I did a entire show on the moon landings. Or I'm sorry, You know what? I did Bart Sabril. I interviewed Bart Sabril in episode 93. He got punched by Buzz Aldrin for questioning the moon landing. So you may be interested in listening to that. That was a great episode, in case you didn't hear that. But I did an Operation Paperclip as well. Maybe it was episode 62. It's in the 50s, 60s, so check it out. And that'll give you more information. Who do we have here? What's up, Soulway 21? What's up? Hold on. That's it. All right. Hope I didn't miss anyone. What's up, Nostog? Kelly. What's up, Kelly? Is Davies? All right. I think I got everyone after that. Thank you guys for making it out. Again, I didn't really plan it. The Drama Llama. What's up? Welcome to the stream. I didn't plan it, so thank you guys for taking some time out of your Sunday. Hope everyone has had a exquisite time. If you are listening to this in podcast format and you want to catch a video, go to the Daddygate Podcast channel. Follow me there. I have another YouTube channel, but I mostly use them for clips and such. I don't really mess with them. It's too much pain in the rear. I have to self-censor, and if you guys been following me for a while, you know the way I speaks, and I don't do this tea and crumpets shit. I only do it because I have to. So if you want a live show, go to Rockfin. Go to my Rockfin channel. Links in the descriptions. My Spotify jams are now playing the videos, so you can get the videos. I always do polls. I do surveys. I do shit just to have fun and make it a little bit funner. So participate, man. Y'all can stay anonymous. Just have fun with it. It's for y'all. So thank you. Much love. What else we got here? Oh, you know what we got in here? Do you guys know what we have in here? We have some beautiful musics brought to you by Pfizer. Just kidding. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the support over the years. It means a lot. I've been getting comments as well from people on Spotify. You can, like, it'll ask you what did you think of the episode, and I've gotten some comments of people saying this is my first time tuning in, and it's become my new favorite show. So damn, man, that's truly humbling. It means a lot, you know. Feels like we've been starting from scratch the last couple of years, and some of you guys have stuck it up from the very beginning, and much love to y'all. Much love to all the new people. So much love. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Hugs and kisses to all of y'all.